Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. I trained a marksman from level 1 to level 200 straight in about 2 hours, and I gotta say, this class left a mark on me. It's so much better now after the Destiny update, so let's get started. I might have actually been a bit too excited and forgot to film while leveling from the second job to third job. This character was birding, so as you can imagine, I just blinked twice and was already level 60, so please forgive me for showing third job footage from the get-go. Marksmans have changed significantly after the Destiny update. Before this update, your damage and stat boost would change depending on how far away you were from monsters, which, needless to say, didn't really work very well. The Destiny update changes this, and now the classes gets a ton of bonus stats without any drawback or range involved. This character was trained on my 0 to hero account, where I have 1k legion and only a few link skills. Marksman learns the piercing arrow skill in second job, and that will be your main attack for the other 270 levels. Marksmen are the embodiment of flat justice. Any map with curves and slopes are their mortal enemies. Their skill piercing shot does not have the biggest hitbox and is still quite straight, which makes hitting monsters on sloped maps rougher compared to most other classes. There are some big improvements to this skill later on though, so it will feel only bad for the first few levels. Piercing arrow also does more damage the more enemies it hits, so grinding this class with spawn boosters is freaking crazy. They hit like a truck even without any funding. Marksman also learned the covering fire skill, which can be used as an additional jump in the air. Also, you can use it to dodge some boss attacks. It's a pretty fun skill if you remember to actually use it during grinding. After Destiny, Marksmen also no longer need to activate their booster skill, as this is now a passive, and their soul arrow skill is a passive now as well. You don't even need to carry any arrows anymore until you find some that give you some nice attack boost. It's pretty crazy. Marksmen are a bit tankier compared to most archers, thanks to a lot of skills they learned in their third job advancement. Mortal Blow has a 10% chance to recover HP and MP, their aggressive resistance skill reduces damage taken, and they have a 30% chance to dodge attacks, and when that happens, all your other attacks for the next second will always crit. With their third job advancement, Marksman also learns the Empowered Arrows passive. Every fourth attack on Piercing Arrow will be empowered once you learn the skill, gaining in size and dealing more damage. This skill also passively boosts the damage in your Piercing Arrow skill itself, so don't wait with putting points in this skill when you're leveling up a Marksman yourself. Marksmen also learn the Teleportation Skills similar to the Bowmaster, and they get their trusty Summon Frost Spray. They also learn a new mobbing attack called Bolt Burst, which wasn't too bad. It's a nice skill to clear up monsters that your Piercing Arrow doesn't reach, which at this point, to be fair, is still quite a few monsters, especially if there are a few platforms higher than you. I didn't really use the new Teleportation skill that much when I was grinding, but I think at higher levels, when you care a lot more about your grinding rotations, that skill is probably coming in pretty handy, as well as during boss fights. So far so good. Marksmen are pretty strong, even without any Legion or Links. After a quick Zakum battle that I also forgot to film, we're already almost level 120. Marksman has no trouble taking down Zakum whatsoever, they're very powerful. I am using my burning gear at this point. I also Starforce that set, so I could train on Starforce maps right after. Not a must in Reboot, but I do like those maps. Piercing Arrow becomes even better in 4th job. Fragments will now bounce off and hit enemies further away, and your Empowered Arrow gets a buff as well with the new passive Greater Empowered Arrows, boosting the damage of your Empowered Shot even more. Marksman was starting to look really good at this point, already two-shotting monsters. The damage in this class is pretty nuts, and with your first buff that you learn in your 4th job, Sharp Eyes, reaching 100% critical rate was super easy, barely an inconvenience. Sharp Eyes and Maple Warrior are like your only two buffs, so it's pretty easy to manage until you hit level 140 and you unlock Bullseye Shot, which is another buff that increases your critical rate, critical damage, ignore defense, and damage for 30 seconds. This skill does have a 90-second cooldown though. I had 1.4k dex at this point and was already easily dishing out anywhere between 1 and 2 million damage per line. And the more monsters we hit, the more damage we do as well. Because I was using a totem from the reward store to boost the spawn rate, there were so many more monsters, I was doing a lot more damage. It's a pretty broken way of leveling faster with this class. Marksman also used the Arrow Illusion skill, which draws in monsters and damages them, which is pretty sick to use when you're bossing, so you can just free fire. Speaking of bossing, their bossing skill Snipe no longer has a cooldown, always crits, and has a bonus 25% ignore defense, and it also gets empowered now. When you hit a boss with your empowered snipe, they're now inflicted with a debuff called Double Tap, increasing your damage when you hit them with your snipe skill afterwards. Actually, using any empowered attack on monsters or bosses will leave a debuff called Another Mark that increases final damage and ignore defense on those monsters or bosses. Reading up on all of this really makes me think that this class will be a really fine bossing mule. I'm actually kinda excited. Maybe I should make this as a bossing mule, I'm not sure. Maybe, but it looks really good. Your other hyper skill is High Speed Shot. This skill does a lot of damage and only has a 15-second cooldown, which makes it nice to use when you're grinding or bossing. Reaching level 200 was super fast thanks to our high damage. It only took 2 hours on this character, excluding of course the tutorial, which takes like roughly 45 minutes. Make sure to start burning at level 11 if you're using a coupon, so you can reach level 197 and then 200. And of course we're skipping those levels by completing the Scrapyard Introduction quest, level 190 quest called Haven, a New Home. Make sure to complete that fully to get a full level up. Marksman deck grinding gets a massive boost once you reach the 5th job advancement. They learn the split shot skill, which makes their arrows fragment even more, covering pretty huge parts of the map. The only problem I have with this skill is that it isn't on 24/7. Thankfully, after the Destiny update, their skill now lasts 12 seconds longer, lasting 72 seconds in total, and it has a 120 second cooldown. So quick math tells me that you're only slightly less awesome every 48 seconds when that skill is on cooldown. But you can still use your other 5th jobs while it is on cooldown, like Repeating Crossbow, which is a big part of your burst, and Surge Bolt, which you need to hold down to charge to deal more damage. The 5th job skill Perfect Shot is your invincibility skill. You go into aiming mode and become invincible for 12 seconds, and 2 seconds after the skill ends. You can then use the mouse to aim and fire at monsters. You can fire 6 times, and those shots ignore 100% of the monster defense. Repeating Crossbow and Split Shot do have 2-minute cooldowns and are a big part of your burst rotation, while most other classes have a 3-minute burst cooldown. So when you're waiting to burst because you're waiting on your party members, that can feel a bit annoying, but it's no game breaker. Marksmen have insanely high base damage now, and their grinding has improved a lot compared to before the Destiny update. No more distance mechanic means that their damage got a lot more stable now, and it feels really good to boss and mob with this class. If you're looking for more Marksman footage, I can highly recommend checking out the Boki, who just started leveling a new Marksman after Destiny. And that was all for today. What do you think of the Remastered Marksman? Let me know in the comments. And as always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels, Coninck, Raar, maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar NHI, Ziggy Flidiot, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vyra, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal 1 Pun, Victor Soonstrom, Radical Jaws, Riser RU, Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, 32655, Mathias Simonson, Mr. Anarch, Lando Belavia. My name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO. PC Game Life, Dante Victory, Stanislaus Xumo Begus, Swap to Bish, Road to level 235, 30k stat, !Reboot, The Passenger, Martin Vanzik, I'm disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gable Eck, Pedro Benetti, Conrad Castales, Light, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Doc on a Talkerbox, Muka1017, BNB King, Scotty Fly Fast, Priscilla, Brennan Cam, Shake1, Fake Botnet, and Faco. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!